This is how we took a dead account on LinkedIn to over $250,000 in pipeline within 30 days. The founder that we were working with is in stealth. So he's bringing on clients still, just in very small batches before he kind of launches mainstream. The purpose of this was still to bring him in clients, but really just to build the foundation of his LinkedIn before he does launch, so that when he does launch, he has a solid platform that's generating views and he can easily funnel that into his service. We also obviously brought him in $250,000 before that point, which is awesome and is exactly what I'm going to go over in this document. So, first up here, where he actually started. And so he had one post before we came in. He had around 3,000 followers from old school and college connections, and kind of just like anyone in the tech space. They built up this profile that more or less kind of just looks like a resume, maybe has a few connections, but just not their target ICP at all. So that is a big problem because we can't even use those followers necessarily. So we were really starting from zero here. Even though he was still in stealth, like I mentioned, he was looking to build that a foundation, be able to maybe generate a few leads, which obviously at this moment he was not generating at all. So that's kind of the current state that he was at before we came in. And then what we hit in 30 days before I actually break down the system, like I mentioned, $250,000 in pipeline. We added over 700,000 impressions. This is 32 days here. This is the most recent screenshot I could get. It's actually over that now. We're over to 900,000 impressions within 50 something days. We've also added over 700 new followers. We've also, and probably most importantly, we booked an intro with a $1 billion tech financial company for our founder here that then closed them on an intro deal. So that's just what's possible when you have impressions in the right kind of area. And even though he is in stealth, just to funnel that into his kind of, I guess, conversion system through his site, through the DMs is very important and works incredibly well on LinkedIn, even if most people don't think LinkedIn is a great platform for lead gen. So let's actually get into this now. So most founders sit on this and will post nothing. Everyone's focused on the hook. It's got to be 2 lines. It's got to have a certain amount of bullet points. It's got to have a question at the end of the post. And it's not like that it doesn't matter at all. Like, that really does matter. But if there's no funnel behind the content, no amount of impressions and followers that you're bringing in is actually going to convert. You basically would just become a theme page at that moment, posting whatever goes viral, but nobody actually cares about you or what you have to offer them. So the other most common holdback that I see with other tech companies, founders, is they're posting AI content. And personally, I really like AI content because you're capable of creating content very fast. The problem with it, though, is that most AI content is slop. You open Claude or ChatGPT, you say, write me a post, make it human. Maybe you upload like a little document or maybe a YouTube video transcript and say, make it about this. So it's like, yeah, it has some good info maybe, but it sounds like everyone else. Everyone else is running the same system. No matter if you think you're special for running your Claude project or something like that, you are not. And the problem with Claude, the main problem with Claude or ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using to write content, is that it doesn't know what good looks like. It can format content, sure, it kind of has an idea of what a LinkedIn post might look like, but let's face it, all the hooks are starting the same, all the endings are the same. You're going to have to edit out dashes, crap like that. And it's just a process that isn't that fun to go over and is not going to convert in the slightest. So AI is not the problem. Your understanding and expertise of what works on LinkedIn is just not there when you're using AI to actually write the content. So let's actually go down what the strategy was that we implemented for this founder. So the first call that we went on wasn't asking what he necessarily wanted to post. This creates the same problem that other agencies do, or maybe yourself. Other agencies expect their clients to understand exactly what they should post, just because they're in the industry. They know how to talk about the industry. They know the specifics of the industry. And AI does the same thing. But the problem with that is that they are not the experts. They don't know what actually is going to perform on LinkedIn. They have not scraped the algorithm. They They're not constantly online to see maybe something that's trending on Twitter that they can go and switch over to LinkedIn. So when we went on that first call, we're not just asking him what he wanted to post. We're laying out the plan of what we post, backed by 30 plus tech founders that we've worked with in the past and gotten results for and built pipeline for. We're going over what is actually working in AI right now and why it's working in this space right now, and actually going over how we're planning on generating pipeline for them. So as you can kind of see down here, this is our funnel that we are actually building out here. So first of all, we got positioning mapped before a single post went out. Who he's targeting specifically, what he wants to be known for, in which conversation he is going to weigh in on. Because there's a lot of AI stuff that he could possibly talk about, but if it's not going to be someone in the space being able to convert that viewer that's interested in that topic, then it's going to do nothing in the long run. So we're making sure to stay within the AI space, but able to use the people that are actually going to want to consume that content to understand and make sure that they're going to actually be able to be part of his ICP in the future when he either wants to reach out to them or if they want to reach out to him as like a need. We need to make sure those people are going to be the correct buyers for him. So our founder does know AI better than anyone in this space, but we know how to turn this into inbound. So he approves the direction that we've taken from all of our experience, and then we use his expertise to actually create content and stand out as an industry authority in that AI space, which makes his content, one, perform well because we have that expertise, but two, position him as an authority, make sure that people understand what they might receive or can kind of imagine what the outcome might be because he is an authority. He knows exactly what he's talking about in relation to his service and his outcome that he's generating through that. So yeah, let's continue down here. So this is our step 2 of his actual strategy running, and that's building the content engine. So it's built around how he actually talks. It's not just a generic AI prompt. It's reading genuinely like him. So people are actually connecting with him, not just like the random info. It's not just another theme page that's posting generic content, trying to get as many views as possible. We're trying to keep it to sound genuine like him. Even the formatting is like him. We scraped hundreds of his Twitter posts. We've scraped his website copy and stuff like that to just genuinely get a feel of how he talks and expects his writing to be positioned. And then we took that framing, that positioning, that wording that this founder has, and we position it around what's trending in AI and tech at that moment. Because what's trending is usually newer things that people want to actually read. So we take that and we position it within what he does as a service to convert on LinkedIn. People are interested in this topic, and then we can just frame it a little bit differently or add an opinion on it. So our founder is positioned as the authority in a space that or in content that is already going to work because it's what people want to learn about. LinkedIn is not just like a news platform like Twitter might be, even like Instagram a little bit. Like they're just way more up to date. So what we're actually able to do is pull what is performing on Twitter at that moment and just in the AI space in general. If you look up certain keywords just on Google, we can find new and trending topics that we can attach his opinion to and then relay them back to LinkedIn because LinkedIn's so much further behind kind of in the news up to date space. It's kind of like a running joke on Twitter at the moment that LinkedIn's so far behind that they won't X post topic for like a month in advance. So you can kind of tap into that stereotype and really stay atop of the industry and make sure that people are getting new content that they're going to want to read. So that's kind of what we do on here. And then these are just a few results, as you've obviously seen probably here, of what you're able to do for him. Bunch more results, bunch more posts, over 100,000 impressions. Actually, I have a few more coming up here. So after that, I guess, positioning, going a little bit more broad, having posts that are in the AI space in general, they're more positioned just to perform in the first place because we did want to build that foundation of being an authority in the AI space. After we kind of built that solid following of about like 500 followers at that time. I'm not sure exactly how many impressions, probably 500,000 at that time. Then we started to convert or change up, transition the content just a little bit. once in a while slipping in case study, for example, as you can see here. So we have our initial content that's really just more broad. It's still talking about the AI space to make sure he's an authority there. And then we start to kind of funnel that down all the way into these case studies that we occasionally will post for companies that he's gotten results for. And it's still in the AI space because that's what his industry is. But if we can use the AI industry and the followers that he's built to talk about, hey, we are able to do X for an AI client, then it's still relevant to those people that are viewing the content. No, it's not going to perform nearly as well, obviously, because it's not for everyone. It's for potential buyers to actually get them to take the next step down the funnel. And then to go over our actual kind of behind the scenes infrastructure of what we did each day to make sure we are getting great results, like we have here, a few more posts, over 100,000 impressions. So first of all, we had a solid amount of posts going out every single week. We did not post under 5 times a week to make sure that the algorithm saw we are going to be active, and then also so our impressions could just continue to compound on one another instead of just maybe having one post a week that performed well and hoping the next week the algorithm was still in our favor or that we had another post that was going to hit. We just continued to keep it up. That way we can test different angles that are working. We can see, like I said, what is kind of working with those different angles and then recreate them for future weeks. That's just one of the benefits of posting more. Obviously, outside of like, if you have 5 posts in the week and the average one is hitting 5,000 impressions or 50,000 impressions, let's say, well, then you're able to hit 250,000 impressions from those 5 posts at the end of the month. At the end of the month, I don't know if my math is right now. But outside, if you just posted one time a week, so you have 4 posts, maybe those 4 posts still hit 50,000 impressions. And it's like, okay, you still got only 200,000 impressions though, because you posted so many less times. So you have to continue to keep up scale without really going overboard of posting like multiple times a day. That just doesn't perform as well. We found in our experience, unless you're going to treat it like Instagram, which is not the typical person on LinkedIn. So that's kind of what we did for Cadence. We were also responding to his comment section as quick as possible. As you can see here, 113 comments, 104 comments. That's not just comments from like the outbound side of things of people commenting. That's also our founder commenting. That's included in this count right here. So we 100% manage that as well to make sure that people were seeing, hey, every time I comment, I'm also going to get a response back. If I ask a question, I'm going to get a response back. I'm going to keep commenting because I get this response back. Or because he's commenting, my comment is also getting more reach, which is helping me potentially get more followers, clients, whatever it might be. So we're incentivizing people to continue commenting. And also because we're commenting early, the algorithm is like, this post must be decent. Let's continue pushing it out to see if it will get more comments. And then if it does keep getting more comments, then it's really going to push it out. And that's how you get these semi-viral posts, viral posts at the end of the day. So this is kind of one of the main things that holds a founder back from really seeing great results from LinkedIn, because they just don't have time to do this. And that's why this founder reached out to us to obviously handle this completely. So if you don't have time to do this, this is definitely something to outsource yourself, not just the engagement side of things, but the comment side of things, the outbound side of things, the content side of things, to make sure you are actually seeing a successful result. If you only do half, well, you're not even going to get half the result. LinkedIn just needs everything running at once to really get results on the content side of things, but ultimately to generate that pipeline for your business and make sure you are seeing our ROI instead of just randomly posting, maybe hoping you get a lead or something like that. And then we also monitored his inbound to make sure that we were catching leads as quick as possible. We didn't need to send a cold DM. That's something that we will be doing in the future for him. But we just didn't need to do that because we're still trying to build out that base, because he's still in stealth. We didn't need to do that. We were more so just looking for these inbound leads and making sure that we're alerting our founder, hey, we got a response. Go respond to this guy, or make sure that he's converting down the funnel. Right here, this is our founder. He sent me a message saying, just booked an intro with this company. I crossed out the company name right here, but this is a $1 billion financial company straight from LinkedIn. He signed on an intro deal, and now they're running further stuff for them at the moment as well. So got to monitor, make sure you respond to inbound DMs as quick as possible, because if they cool off just a little bit, they're going to be reaching out to competitors and you're going to lose a potential lead or client in the long run. So That is what we did for him there. And then obviously what no one kind of wants to hear. Everyone thinks if they just post more, if they have a better hook, if they maybe add a visual, they take the time to create an infographic, a carousel, their content's going to perform. But that just is not true. You need to have an actual funnel behind the content. You need to run this funnel that we're running for all of our tech founders that we're working with right now. You need to make sure your voice is actually properly set up and optimized and trained if you are going to use AI. You need to have a mapped funnel behind every single post. You need to have that buyer journey mapped out. When they see the post, what are they going to do next? Okay, then what are they going to do next? Are they going to click on your website? Okay, what are they going to do from your website? To make sure that we're creating a frictionless experience for these people to turn into pipeline. You need to make sure that you're targeting the right people. Are you going to go broad and then narrow? Are you going to go narrow? Maybe see less impressions and likes on your post, but maybe you're going to convert at a much higher rate. You need to understand what you're going to do for your business. You need to understand what is actually working daily. You need to be putting out comments. You need to be posting daily. You need to be optimizing those angles that are working and continually repeating those angles so that you're seeing results without guessing what is going to work each time. And then you need to make sure that you're staying on top of your DMs to get to those inbounds as quick as possible so that we're actually moving them down this proper funnel here. So if you're looking to add over 6 figures in pipeline from LinkedIn every single month, you cannot be just doing one of these things. You cannot just be posting content. You're posting more content is not going to necessarily help. You have to have this funnel set up. So if you are a tech founder, you're probably sitting on the exact same setup this stealth founder was. You have deep expertise of your industry. You might have a dead or non-existent account, or maybe you've even built up a decent following, but you just haven't been able to post and stay consistent with it. The second thing is, you have the recognition and expertise to actually generate pipeline for your business, but you just don't know how to actually create the funnel. You don't have time to create the funnel behind it, so you'll just stay invisible. And then third, you need to realize there's nothing special about the founders that are closing 6 to 7 figures in pipeline every single month from LinkedIn. The only thing they're doing differently is having this exact funnel set up and then running it consistently, not just once a week and then getting back to it a month later. Every single day, every single week, running the system in place. Like we have for Damien here. This is 90 days before us, 11,000 impressions when we came in, 32 days with us, exact same guy, exact same expertise, exact same offer, 700,000 impressions, $250,000 in pipeline, booked a call with a $1 billion company. If you are interested in having us do this for you, there will be a link down below to booking a call with us. And other than that, let me know if you have any comments, put them down below as well. And I will see you guys in the next video.